Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is Life in Eastern Sierra. It is Tuesday, April, I believe 11th. Sun's trying to come out. It's a little overcast. It's been incredibly warm. I want to say yesterday we got close to 60 degrees during the day, and that's after a couple days of 40 and 50 degree temperature and sunny days. A lot of melt has happened. Some good, some bad. We're able to get a little trench dug here out. Trailer dug out, but last night we had an incident. Fingers crossed nobody was hurt. The roof slid. That ice dam that was remaining slid off the roof. I'll get some better video or pictures up of the big chunks. Hit the roof and split in half, splintered the front. I haven't been able to look in the garage yet because the main thing I'm dealing with, the main issue, is damage to the wife's car, the SUV, the Lexus, the Toyota. So a big chunk fell off. You can see it hit right here, fractured the wood over there, split in half, and went end over end. That's the old tree from the trailer that I dug out from earlier videos. Hit here, and good morning. Big slab crunched the wife's car. The wife's car is back 2 more feet or half a foot. It would have totally flattened the car. As you see, it's not that thick, but it is one solid piece and it is heavy. So we got some major damage here. The window's broken, snapped off the rear spoiler, glass everywhere, and shattered light. And yeah, could have been a lot worse. Could have not happened at all if the car was a little further up. It did push, let's see, the weight of it did push the car a little forward. You can see the wheel right there that pushed it forward and it stopped. So, of course, this happened now because tomorrow the family is supposed to go up north to family's house for a visit for a week while I stay home, make a Home Depot run in Reno, Carson City, and start working on some major projects here at the house and at the restaurant. So that has been kind of put on hold at the moment as we deal with insurance companies and trying to figure out what's next, because out here in Mammoth there's really not much around that can handle anything, and then you have to get things towed. I'm looking into trying to get a dolly or a trailer to tow this car up north, but that's probably not going to happen. And yeah, so fun times. So next project this morning, on top of 10,000 things to do, is trying to figure out how I'm going to remove this large sheet of ice off the car. Because if I pull forward, it's going to continue damaging the car and possibly damage the back door, which doesn't look like it's damaged. It might be one small dent. Yeah, so I got to figure out how to do this. I might take a Sawzall and start cutting chunks out. Or fire up the chainsaw, but I don't know if I can get that garage door open, and I don't know what the condition of the garage is inside, if it's even safe. Hopefully my walls held up and did the job. All right, at any rate, enough babbling. Let me get this day going. I got to take the daughter to school and work on this project. All right, so more to come. Okay, new plan. So far we've chipped off a decent amount and was able to use a Sawzall a little bit, but that's pretty heavy, thick ice. Chainsaw, not really gonna work. I mean, it will, but what I'm trying to avoid is this falling this way and damaging this or this. So, since it's on a hill and leaning, what I'm gonna do is start the car and slowly back it up to get this more horizontal to a point that I can hopefully tip it over and have it land down here. That's kind of the loose plan. So let's give it a shot and see what we can come up with. Okay, so that worked. And we didn't do any more damage to the vehicle. As you can see, the back window is completely gone. Small dent here that can be popped out. This seems to be okay. It's tough to tell. Backlight housing's toast. That's not a problem. Problem is this. That's a really good one. I don't know how you would fix that. You could probably pop it out and then Bondo this. We'll see. With the spoilers gone, that's toast. That's not that big of a deal. Doesn't do anything anyway. But yeah, all right. So now we have the great cleanup of all this glass. Cool. Fun times. All right. Well, that's done. Now we got this giant block of ice here. You can see the marks. I think this is from the shingle. Yeah, all right, so, well, that worked. Next is the getting the horned insurance company about the house. The wife's working on the insurance for this. And we need to keep motoring today. Got a lot of stuff to do now. All right, well, let's keep it going. Got the big ice block chopped up a little bit. We've got our fabulous clear tape job, whatever you want to call this thing, on the back window to keep the dirt out. We got all the glass cleaned up, got the remaining housing off, and you know, it's not that bad. It could be a lot worse. You know, there's a little dent here that can be popped out. This housing all looks all right, except a little suspect spot right here, but the new taillight should pop right in. This little area might be able to be popped out. You know, the paint's already chipped off it, but that's some touch up. The only really bad spot is right here. That might not be fixable, but they might be able to kind of pop it out a little bit and then Bondo it, sand it down and paint it, call it good. Yeah, considering what happened, it could be a lot worse. The door's fine, opens, shuts, no problem. The spoiler, that's just cosmetic. It's looks like it, you know, it plugs right into there, and same thing over there. Excuse me. Yeah, so it could have been a lot worse. And we're dealing with the insurance company, and the insurance company wants to total the car. At least that's what they originally told us. We told them that they're crazy. It's a 2005, you know, Lexus, you know, top of the line. You know, it's an older car, but we bought it off a family member that was garage kept for, you know, a really cheap deal, since when we knew that we were having multiple kids. So yeah, family helped us out on it. I think this thing only has like 60,000 miles on it, maybe even less. It's top of the line on everything, leather seats, heated, air conditioning, all that stuff. It's, you know, it's a good little car. The only downside of it is a V8, so it does guzzle the gas, but you know, this car never really leaves Mammoth, so it's a good little in-town grocery getter, safe for the kids. Just put new tires on it, as you remember from previous videos. So we're waiting for the insurance company to get back to us, and I'm gonna have to tell them that they're crazy. You know, granted, this panel here, it looks like it's all one piece because it keeps going up top. But like I said, if it's popping out this as best we can and touching it up, you know, we can live with that. It's not the end of the world. It's not perfect, but you know, it is what it is. We don't want to happen to get no money for this car and then try and find a new used car, which the market's crazy, insane. And on top of it, new cars are still hard to come by as well. Then you have the ridiculous rates if you're going to finance it. So yeah, it's kind of, we'll see what happens. It's kind of frustrating, disappointing. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. We'll figure it out. Like I said, it's a great car. Maybe if they're going to total it, then maybe they'll let us buy it, or I don't know. There's got to be a way. It's just ridiculous to total a car like this. I could even sell it and get for, you know, pretty much what we already paid for it for a family member, you know, even in the condition it's in. So, well, we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. Next thing is, as soon as we get word from the insurance company, it's going to be ordering, hopefully it's going to be just ordering a window and a new light housing, but we're kind of waiting on all that. So Per the usual, such as life here in Mammoth, everything's in limbo. Same thing with my truck, getting those dents fixed. The insurance company kind of went AWOL on me. They called me back immediately after I filed claims on mine, and called me a couple times, missed their phone call, and then they kind of went silent on me after I returned their phone calls and filled out all the paperwork and took all the pictures. So yeah, that's next. I got to get back on the horn with those people and find out what's going on. So yeah, it's a top insurance company that pretty much most of the country has. So one would think they'd be pretty cool on it, pretty quick. And yeah, it's anything but. All right, well, on to the next project. The other side of the roof ice dam slid, so I'm probably gonna have to get up there or around on the side of the house and use the axe here and kind of break it up, because it is leaning against the wall. Hit pretty good, doesn't seem to be any damage. It is not nearly as large as this one, but it's just something I don't want leaning against the house, or if it's gonna lean, I want to put it up, cut it up in some pieces so it kind of melts quicker and doesn't do any damage. But still got a long way to go here. It's super windy. The temperature dropped down. It was 50 degrees earlier. Now it's more like 35. So this is kind of the danger zone for snow melt and shedding and all that fun stuff. These, you know, whether it's metal roof or shingle roof, as soon as you get the sun and everything starts melting and then it refreezes and then the wind kicks in like it is now, everything's starting to slide. So it becomes dangerous for people walking on businesses and public areas. It gets dangerous by your house. You could have large chunks slide off your roof and damage your house, break your windows, hit your propane tanks, all that fun stuff. So this is, we're far from out of the woods yet. You know, everything's melting pretty quick. I don't know if you can see this, but this overhang has grown a bit. I think I'm gonna have to get up there and cut down this area here just so it doesn't fall. Not that it's gonna do any more damage, because as you can see, stuff's melting. Railings are breaking. This whole front steps are gone. Yeah, so much so that the breezeway door won't shut. I got to do that next. I got to figure out a way to get that door. Might have to take off that door jamb and rework it, kind of position on it so I can get it closed, because the reports are that the bears are waking up, and if that's true, they're hungry and they'll be out and about. All right, well, oh, one last thing here. We did get the trailer out. Well, not out, but got it dug out. You can see how heavy some of the snow was on it. Broke my cinder blocks. And we freed up. We're letting the snow melt, do its job, the sun do its job. And eventually here, once we find out what we're doing with this damaged car, the SUV, whether it's going to sit at the body shop for the next 6 months or if we're going to fix it, who knows. But in the meantime, I don't have the space to pull the trailer out. So it's going to sit there for a while and keep melting out. And yeah, all right, well, that's it for this part. Let's move on to the next one. All right, we are back at it. Today is Tuesday, March 19th. Actually, it's not March, it's April 19th, excuse me. Yeah, just came outside, and as you can see, we got a dusting of snow. A little storm overnight rolled through, super windy. And yeah, as soon as the sun comes out, which is starting to now, hopefully it melts everything, but the wind let everything drift up a bit. But yeah, we've been out of commission for about 4, maybe 5 days now. I threw out my back pretty good once again. Yeah, so that's been fun. It's been nothing but Advil and muscle relaxers and laying on a heating pad and unable to do much. Thankfully, the weather has been warm and everything has been melting pretty quickly. Can't tell though because of the snow. But yeah, so that's been a fun couple days. I'm about 50-60% better. Hopefully my back gets a lot better today, because we have to still move some snow and ice and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I wish I could say I was doing something masculine or heroic. I can't even speak. But I just simply coughed too hard. So yeah, that's been fun. But at any rate, we got a busy week. Even though today's Tuesday, I got new tires on, or I have new tires to put on the truck, or summer tires. And good thing we waited another day. That's supposed to get done tomorrow. And yeah, and then on top of that, we still got to work on these dents. I'm confident I'm going to pop them out. With regards to the wife's car, the insurance company does in fact want to total it, which is absolutely bananas. So we have to go get an estimate on the body work on the back. But like I said earlier in this video, there's a couple dents that are easy to pop out. A new taillight can be ordered and a new windshield. So we have to fight with the insurance company and figure out what to do next. If we're going to buy it off them, if they're going to change their mind on being totaled. But yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous that they want to total that car for what essentially is a dent. Yeah, gotta love insurance companies. Unbelievable. So that's a story for later. I might have to go down tomorrow afternoon to body shops down in Bishop, California, and get an estimate because the one body shop here in Mammoth refuses to return anybody's phone calls or text or actually show up at their shop to do work. So a lot of people here in Mammoth are pretty upset and pretty angry. I'm sure they're just way too busy and can't handle the influx of work that everybody needs, because I really don't know anybody who doesn't have some sort of damage to their vehicle after this year, after this winter. All right, well, enough babbling from me. Going on a quick dog walk. It is windy and cold, and hopefully it stops snowing here and the sun comes out. And yeah, another day with heating pad on my back and some meds should hopefully, and some good stretching routines can hopefully get me back going by tomorrow. All right, more videos to come. Hope everyone has a great week, and we'll catch up with you soon.